Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is part 2 of valve cover gasket replacement on a 2006 Chevy HHR 2.2 LT. This is what it looks like when you're taking it off. This will be your timing chain. You know, these are your camshafts, and these are your all the bolts and everything else, the springs and the lifters and everything else in here. While you're in here, it's also best to check and make sure none of these are loose or broke, or while you have this off. And be sure that all this gets cleaned up if you have this problem. Make sure your bolts are tight as well. And be sure you take a wire brush or a rag, depending on how bad yours is, and just clean all this old debris off all the way around. And try not to get any debris inside what the timing chain is. And this one's in perfect condition, though. I mean, looking at it, everything looks terrific. But here is the valve cover. This is what the valve cover looks like inside. This is the old gasket that's on here. As you can see, it goes all the way around, so on and so on. These bolts do not come out, so leave them in there. Don't rip them out, because you might have a leak afterwards. This is like the same thing like the Chevy Cruze had, where the bolts don't come out. And I like these better than the plastic ones, because they seem to hold up a little better. And the PCV valve hose, I did not want to take off of this, because it's too damn tight. I don't want to take the chance of breaking it, because the pipe is perfect condition. But that's what it looks like there. I got to clean all this up too. Like I said, it's always best to be sure that you have everything cleaned up. Make sure all your cams and everything are good. Make sure your timing chain's tight, which means mine actually is tight, so that's a good sign. The guider looks perfect. Guider still looks like it's brand new just about, but I doubt it is. I mean, looking at everything, everything's looking good and tight. I mean, I can't really complain with the age of the vehicle and the miles. I mean, like I said, I take really good care of this, but this is the first time I had to take this off. You don't need any gasket stuff for this one because it doesn't require it, so I wouldn't recommend throwing any of that bullshit on there unless you really want to. At least this one doesn't have timing chain grooves, which that's a good sign. I don't have to worry about that either. Spark plugs can stay in there, and you ain't got to take those out on this one, thank God. So that's like a plus in my book. Just be sure when before you put everything on that you put your seals on right. Make sure all this is cleaned out really good. Replace your O-rings and everything. Do everything all at once when you got your kit. And be sure when you buy a kit, be sure it's the right one made for your vehicle. AutoZone and O'Reilly's, they want like 40, 50 bucks for a gasket kit. You get it for 21, 22 bucks on Amazon. Same thing for eBay. So I went online and got it because I wasn't in a big hurry to get it done. But if you need any questions or help on how to replace the valve cover gasket on a 2006 Chevy HHR 2.2 LT, you may free to comment about anything on this video if you'd like. And like I said, this is video part 2 of valve cover gasket replacement. And also be sure that all your 10mm bolts are tightened down all the way around. Make sure you torque them at the right specs, and if you're not, you do the old school way. You just tighten them a little bit at a time until they're tight. You could do it like that. That's the way I do it, and I've never had any problems. Just take your time. Do it right the first time, because if you don't, you're going to be back down to square one again. I hope this video helps, and y'all have a great one.